a live stream, but what the hell? About 10 after or so after 1. So let's see. Star Wars Direct basically picked up on the fact that costuming, at least, for Mandalorian Season 3 has wrapped. The thumbnail on this is an interesting wooden block with R2D2 painted on it. Shows wear and tear. So it tells me basically that Grogu might have formed an attachment with R2D2 and Luke. Hey, Jonathan. So we'll just have to see. I'm kind of excited to see where they go with this. You know, what else? So it's what day is it today? It is March 29th. I would say Mandalorian will be wrapped by the 31st. Okay. So tomorrow's 30th. Yeah. So there you go. Or Wednesday. Or it just I don't know. Anyway. Then we got Ahsoka. And pretty much that's prescient Star Wars news. I did notice after the Oscars, I went on IMDb Pro, and if Mike, Mexican Iron Man, shows up here, or Kamran, check out your IMDb Pro and check out the Acolyte. It went from being rated about 7,000 something to drop to below 12. I mean, it's about 12,000 something now in IMDb Pro ratings. It's not, they've got to announce that's not going to be made. They may want to just keep it quiet so people don't freak out, but there you go. And I'm looking forward to hearing them say, we're not doing this anymore. And I'm going to tell you why I think we're seeing this drop. First off, it's the Oscars. So all the weirdos get together. And it's very important to understand that they talk about business deals. They talk about things that are going on, the rumor mill, what Disney may or may not be doing, la la la. And this is probably out there now that it's not going to happen. Fine by me. I don't care. I'm pretty happy with that. I think everybody should be. Anyway, further. Let's go further. So we got that. I'm going to drop a quick note about what Disney said yesterday about Ron DeSantis. First off, it's all wind and smoke. It's PR to keep the idiots quiet, right? Second of all, they all know perfectly well that they can't shut down or shut up or force Ron DeSantis to not sign that bill. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Bob Chapek and Susan Arnold are upset right now that these pinheads at Pixar and in the Imagineering department have basically seemingly made the politicians, vast majority in power are Republican, enemies of Disney. Okay, that's not how you do business. But ideologues don't understand that. I'm sure if you tried to explain this to Pablo Hidalgo, he'd be like, kind of like, oh God, the guy, I can't even think of his name, but the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, who's the brother? The guy with the fuzzy hair. Kind of reminds you of Otis from the first Superman movies. So no, it's, yawn. Who cares? Basically it's just PR. Look, what I say, it is not what they say. It is what they do. Okay, it's what they do. Now, appearances, okay, fine. It looks like this is happening, but you can't be shallow. Okay, you can't be shallow. And to my friends on the far right, you need to be quiet too. Okay, You need to be quiet too. All right. You're heard. You've been heard. Okay. Don't be childish here. All right. Because I'm this close to wanting to stick every one of you in a brown burlap sack with every SJW in Hollywood and let y'all fight it out together. Okay. Because, you know, anyway. So there's that. Then we get to Midnight's Edge, their upload today, about Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane is Canadian. He runs Image Comics, and he's been married for 37 years, so he's an anomaly in the creative area genres. And he basically, and this is the thing I really want to talk about. He basically, hey, Sci-Fi Universe, said that girls don't play with action figures. Little boys don't want female action figures. Okay, they don't want Wonder Woman. They don't want Isis. They don't want Captain Marvel. They don't want Catwoman. They don't want Batwoman or Batgirl. They don't want Supergirl, who sucks, by the way. They want Superman. They want Batman. You know, and when you go to an Ollie's, you can see that. You know, you go to Ollie's and they get a big shipment of like Rays or, you know, something, or Aquiras from Soilo. Or that Jaina chick from The Rise of Dipshit. Okay, you can't sell it. They can't. Let's say, all right, here's how it works. Disney sells a license to create the stuff to Hasbro. Hasbro creates like 1 million units of Ray from a certain movie, to TFA. Those units go out, or to 20 million units, okay? Those units go out to Target, and Target sells about, all right, an eighth of them. Doesn't sell a lot. Target's pissed. Target calls up Ollie's, Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, and says, we've got this many units of these action figures. What will you take? What will you give us to take them off our back? Okay, here and this. Okay, that's why they end up at Ollie's. Okay, that's why they end up at Dollar Store. That's why they end up at the Dollar Tree. Because, you know, same thing with Walmart, same scenario. Walmart buys all this stuff, puts them on sale, and goes, they're not selling. Okay, and let me tell you, every time you scan an item, that item goes into the system, and they see, hey, Angela, they see how many are being sold. Okay, this is how Amazon keeps track of what books are truly the best sellers. Okay, this is how Billboard charts work. Okay, they know even back in the day, they can tell you how many Thriller albums on a day that Michael Jackson sold. Okay, that's how they do it. And when they're seeing, you know, Luke Skywalkers and Han Solos and Darth Vaders and, you know, Boba Fett's and Emperors and stuff flying off the shelves or flying out of the warehouse at Amazon, and they just see Ray sitting there gathering dust, Kyle Ron gathering dust, Admiral Holdo's gathering dust. You know, there you go. Okay, there it's you know, they know they don't sell. Okay. And Disney knows it doesn't sell, which is why when you look around and you see adverts and you see like the poster for Celebration, and there's only like BB-8, because he barely sells any toys compared to R2D2. Okay, R2D2 is one that tells a story. The difference between R2D2 and BB-8 is that R2D2 is actually a character. BB-8 is something for Disney to sell. That was the cynical reason why BB-8 was created. He wasn't created because people wanted him. He wasn't created to tell the story. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, uh, you know, BB-8 was just served solely as a different character that they could use to sell. Now, I am going to say this. The more I think about the trilogy, the more I think about what we've seen at the park and how different the Falcon looks with that stupid rectangular sensor dish on it. The fact that you don't see Skywalker, Solo, Leia, Vader, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon Jinn, Yoda, anybody wandering around Galaxy's Edge. They don't want to give George Lucas any more money than they have. Okay. This is a bad business move. Bad business move. But think about who is running Disney. We've got Bob Iger running Disney at the time. He don't want it. The board at the time didn't want to give, George Lucas 25% every time Han Solo showed up, or every time Luke showed up, every time Anakin showed up. But these were the characters people wanted to see. They wanted to see Vader. Little kids are running around Galaxy's Edge going, "Where's Darth Vader?" Okay, where is he? Problem for Disney, because the characters they came up with, Rey and Kyle Ron, everyone laughs at. I mean, watching the hotel in that stupid lightsaber fight on the catwalk, and it was supposed to be in Galaxy's Edge. There's not enough room. It's really amateurish. It kind of like it's the movies. It's the movies. It's that big and clumsy to begin with. Then we're going into stories. Okay. This is what you get when you're cheap. All right. And you can't do Star Wars cheap. I mean, look at what Kennedy, in that stupid movie script they had for Boba Fett. Look what they did to Boba Fett. They went cheap. And without Jon Favreau standing over Robert Rodriguez's shoulder, and not being able to be there to change things. Look what we got. We didn't have a bad show. We didn't get a good show. We just got a mediocrity show. And it's not lose-lose. If they had done what they were supposed to do, they'd be making money hand over fist. They would, again, if they'd done Star Wars right to begin with, nobody would be talking about Marvel. Okay, nobody. Okay, nobody. Let me repeat, for the cheap seats. If they had done Star Wars correctly, nobody would be talking about Marvel at all. They could have, someone's gonna have to dig and find out for me. But if they had used Jaina Solo and Jason Solo, Anakin Solo, Mara Jade, Talon Card, would they have to pay George Lucas for that? Because I think they would. Okay, probably why we didn't get them. I'm gonna say this because I've thought about this for a while now. The reason why they dumped the EU is because A, they'd have to pay George because those are his characters. B, they'd have to pay the authors. And after what they tried to do to Alan Dean Foster, didn't work, did it, guys? No. So, that's, and all that's a problem. All right? Oh, that's a big problem. It's not a little problem, it's a big problem. And we've got a lot of issues with Star Wars in general because they went cheap, right? You have stories that existed that work. Truce Bakura, Tatooine Ghost, Heir to the Empire series, the Jedi Academy series, the Knights of the Old Republic, not even a clue on how to run it. Didn't want to use them, didn't want to pay the money to pay, 25% to use Revan, 25% to use Darth Bane, 25% to use Malik, the Eternal Emperor, Valkorion, Valen, the twins. On and on and on and on and on. Didn't want to do it. They haven't made any money. I don't care what anybody's like Matt Kadish have to say. Star Wars didn't make any money. It didn't. He can sit there and crow on his little perch as loud as he wants, and he can, but again, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you want someone who can't tell the difference between gross box office and domestic box office doing your taxes? Would you want them doing your budget? No. Why? Gross is the entire take. Net is what Disney brings home. And that is the only fucking number that counts. And no one ever mentions it except for me. I think Kamran and Mike. Okay. They can sit there and say, well, Forbes said it brought back 4.9 billion, so it paid for itself. I agree. I think Google definitely will. I don't think Apple will. I think Apple will be fine that way. But anyway, back to what I was saying. 4.9 billion, even then, does not come in to profit margin because Disney invested more than 4.3 in Star Wars. If you're taking what they invested in the parks. But let's go back to that 4.9 billion. How much did the theaters take? Here it's 35%. Overseas it's between 40 and 60. And in China, 80. Okay? Now, if you can do the number on that, that's already money lost. All right? How much did these movies cost to make? TFA, 325 million. They probably brought back about 750. Because you got to add in to that budget, you've got production, marketing, which is about half, and you've got theaters. And that comes out of the gross box office. So when you hear people going, oh, it made 2.03 billion. Yeah, that's gross box office. What did it net? What did Disney actually get to take home? About 700 billion. Okay. Now, how much did TLJ make? All right, Rogue One made about a billion and some. It probably made a little money. All right, it probably made about 100 billion. Still not a lot of money, or 100 million. Not a lot of money. All right, we're close to net $1 billion here. We get TLJ. I've had some people crunch the numbers and tell me TLJ lost money. Why? It made 1.3 billion. It didn't. It made I think 20 million in China. 20 million. They get to keep 60%. They get to keep 80% of that. Disney brought home about $4 million from that. I know, Sci-Fi Universe. And can you please spell my name right? It's Steph, not Step. Put an H at the end. Thank you. Then we've got, let's see, Soilo, which I think made about 365 million and lost, and it cost it was 225 million. That was the budget. Then add another 200 million, so it's 425 million. Add the marketing, that's over 500 million. See where I'm going? Lost about $250 million. So take that away from the net box office that Disney had. Then you go into Rise of Skywalker. Barely crawled across the $1 billion mark. And they say they reshot 40%. I would say they probably reshot more than that. They didn't make more than I'm being gracious here, 1.5 billion. That's what they net. No. Matt Kadish, Disney is not making money on Star Wars. Fucking quit it. Okay? Even black pills see this. You know, I don't, again, do you want this guy doing your taxes? Do you? Because I am like, no. Okay, then you got Hasbro. Hasbro apparently lost 300 billion in toy sales because of Star Wars. It's a lot of fucking money. Okay, it's not making any money. The sequel trilogy's not making any money. If you go and look every time they drop a New Republic book, and I haven't heard anything about that in a long time, except for that rumored show that ain't gonna happen. I think Mr. H Reviews did a thing saying it was dead on arrival, and I told him it's not gonna happen. There's nothing anywhere official that says it's happening. You know, and I'll tell you something, if it was official, the official rags, would have had it out there, okay? They're dying for something. This goes right up to Pablo Hidalgo putting that thing out about Harrison Ford and then deleting it. It's like, stop it. Just stop it. It's over. Let it go. Don't you see it wants to die? You know, just let it go. I mean, it's beyond my comprehension, but this is all they've got. This is all they've got. Okay. And this is all the black pills have got. That's why they all belong together in a nice little room until they can hash it out. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, thank God it's quiet now. You know, something about the cacophony of bullshit from Twitter and the rest of the internet and the gloriousness of silence that's intriguing to me. You know, but going back to Todd McFarlane, he's been getting shit on Twitter for basically saying little boys don't buy female action figures. I mean, Andre and Tom did a great video on why He-Man failed. Because they tried to cross two franchises, He-Man and She-Ra, their brother and sister apparently. I did not know that. And it didn't work. Little girls don't want this stuff, and little boys don't want it either. Okay? Little girls want Barbie. Little girls want horses. Little girls want baby dolls and all that stuff. Little boys want war games and soldier action figures and Batman and Superman and Captain America and Han and Luke and Vader and Anakin and all the rest of us. They don't want that shit. They don't. I mean, again, I go back to the dusty pegs with the dust-colored rays at Ollie's that are still there. That obviously came from Walmart. You know, and Walmart couldn't sell them. Think about who shops at Walmart. Do you think the average middle-class guy who shops at Walmart to save money is going to want to buy that? Or think about this. Mommy goes, because the kid was good. I'm going to use Todd McFarlane's story here. The kid did good in school, decides to get him a toy for a gift. Comes back with Captain Marvel. And the kid's like, thanks, Mom. You know, didn't get him a Transformer, didn't get him a G.I. Joe figure or a wrestling figure, didn't get him, Mandalorian, came back with Captain Marvel. And I'll tell you something else. Pussified characters like Shang-Chi, they don't sell either. They don't sell either. Okay. I remember walking through Target, God, when before Shang-Chi came out, and the guys were on Midnight's Edge talking about the fact that the figures were already on clearance, and there they were. Target does it. They put an end cap up, clearance, all the Shang-Chi toys, and they're still too expensive. It, you know, I'm literally like speechless watching all this happen, and Todd McFarlane giving a little dose of reality to these people get shot at. It's like, I don't understand. You have a product that that people don't want. All right, use the example of Ghostbusters 2016. I swear to God, those toys are still sitting on the shelves, rotting, or in the landfill. No one wants female action figures, especially ones of Melissa McCarthy that looks like Mrs. Potato Head. Okay? There you go. And this is the problem. Okay? This is the problem. And it's the fact that our friends on the left don't live in reality. A lot of our friends amongst us, colleagues and fellow YouTubers, don't live in reality either. Okay? Disney does something, says something. We've got people on the right freaking out. It's like, that's PR. Blah, 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 blah. That's PR. Okay? Nothing you can do about it. All right? Meanwhile, you look at what's going on. The Acolyte's down to like 12,000 something in IMDB ratings, which tells me people in Hollywood are going, they've been told it's not going to happen. That's the rumor. Okay. Amanda Stenberg's drops 1,000 points on that from 1,000 something to 2. No. I mean, look, again, these are the subtle hints. It's not the shallow PR stuff that you see, like Disney having a meltdown over Governor DeSantis signing that bill. They knew he was going to sign the bill. He wasn't going to veto it. That was his bill. And really weird how Democrats in Florida wanted that bill signed too. Because guess what, people? Democrats don't want their kids to be exposed to that shit either. And it doesn't make someone a hateful person by saying, I don't want my kid exposed to that kind of garbage when they're little kids. Okay? It is neither the time nor the place. All right? Now, making an enemy of Ron DeSantis, who very well could be president someday, is a bullshit, stupid thing to do. Okay? And Bob Chapek and Susan Arnold know that. But until they can get a handle on what's going on, they're going to have to pretend to go along with this garbage. Do I like it? No, of course not. I don't like it at all. But I am going to say this. We're getting a little bit of an idea about what may be happening as we go forward. Okay? And that's a very good thing. All right? That's a very, very good thing. And when you see, like, I'm going to say this right now. I would not be surprised to see Buzz Lightyear end up on Disney+. Right now, it's a feature film, but Bob Chapek could wake up in the morning and say, no, we're not going to put that out there. We're going to put it on Disney+. Which would rile everybody up. Or he could say, sure, and when it crashes and burns, loses us money, then I have a reason to fire people. a win-win situation as far as I can tell. Okay. We've just got to watch and see what's going on. And the subtle things going on. I really think, like Warner Brothers has a problem with the guy that plays the Flash. Okay, Ezra, what's his name? Got into a fight in Hilo, Hawaii. I've been there, stayed overnight there with my husband on the Big Island, and got arrested. Okay, second time he's this little member of the alphabet community got himself into trouble for shoving a girl, knocking her down, taking the microphone away from her because she was singing karaoke, and then assaulting, or at least harassing, they call it harassment, a guy playing darts. Got arrested. So, you think David Zaslav thinks about that? Probably like we need to talk about him. All right? Hollywood's got a lot of problems right now. Will Smith, everyone's apologizing to each other, including Chris Rock, who, in my opinion, didn't have to. He didn't do anything wrong. I mean, let's put it this way. Jada Pinkett Smith, who's a slut, by the way, all right, I'm going to say it right now, she's a fucking whore, deserved that. Why? Because of what I just said about her. She's not a good person, okay? Right? And there's nothing wrong with saying that, and she's got a very thin skin. Again, people mock me about my voice. Sometimes it bothers me, but I always have a comeback like, I'm dying of cancer, okay, or something like that, just to make them shut up and make them feel bad, but you gotta get these people out from under your skin. Why do people let them do that? All right, so we got that problem. Okay, then we've got Will Smith and his temper. This made Hollywood look really bad. Okay, then we got Amber Heard. All right, and it's like, got a lot of problems. And I'm going to say something about this. After looking at what people were wearing, and I will never get over Billie Eilish's black marshmallow dress that she was wearing. That's the only way I can describe that ugly thing. And it is ugly. It's the ugliest dress I've ever seen in my life. There she is in this thing, and it's literally an abomination to look at. Should be embarrassed. She wasn't happy being there. And then you look at some of the other women. There were two black women who were not in shape to wear the dresses they were in. The dresses barely fit them. One was wearing this white dress that had the scalloped-like edges around the bust, barely covering her chest. The other one, look, you got to dress for your size and what you're comfortable in, all right? And that was atrocious. But I've been told by radical people from BLM and Antifa that class, and I mean talking about being a classy person, is a white man's construct. So if you want to know why Billie Eilish was dressed like I don't know what that was. Those two women were dressed like that. You've got Timothée Chalamet dressed like he's going in front on the stage with a rock band. Kristen Stewart dressed like a streetwalker. Hot pants at the Academy Awards. This is trash. They dressed like trash. Okay? Now, I could get a video of Elizabeth Taylor from 1970 announcing Best Picture. She's wearing a lavender colored gown that's like this. It comes down like that, shoulders, and she looks beautiful. Okay, looks amazing. That's the way you do fucking Oscars, okay? You don't go in there, I mean, it's like, all I needed was Lizzo to show up in a bikini, and it would have been like, you know, ick, okay? This is the problem with Hollywood, right? Far be it from me, somebody who's been having to wear formals every year since 2003. All right, far be it from me to tell people what to wear, but holy shit, it's the Oscars. In contrast, the older guys, Denzel looked great. Uh, Bradley Cooper, but the rest of these were just, and also Simu Liu. Red tuxedos look like they belong in a gambling hall in Hong Kong, not at the fucking Oscars. Okay? You look like a Warner Brothers cartoon that escaped. Okay, there you go. I was literally shocked by what I saw. And then we had the punch. And again, that was not staged. Let me explain something. If it comes out that that was staged, hey Maze, all hell is gonna break loose. That's gonna be worse for Hollywood. Okay? Hollywood's in serious trouble. Alright? You got Ezra Miller getting arrested for shoving a girl and harassing a dartboard player. You've got Amber Heard basically crashing and burning. You've got the punch and people dressing like slobs at the Academy Awards. And none of the content is worthwhile for the fans to watch. Okay? Even the good shows are not good. All right? Even the stuff that comes out. Yeah, I agree, Maze. I don't even know why I'm still talking about it, but I mean, the look on Chris Rock's face was like, he wasn't in, and I like people looking at pictures, photographs, saying he's setting his jaw because he knows it's coming. No, he's not. Watch the film, okay? A picture's a split second. You can think again. Back in 2004, December 2004, I flew to New York from Hawaii to attend the premiere of The Phantom of the Opera. And there's a picture of me from the night before meeting Gerard Butler. Now, I was in amazing shape. Okay, I was bikini in shape. Okay, I weighed about 110 pounds. And I looked goddamn good. Okay, and I'm saying that because you get to a certain point, you look at pictures of yourself from a long time ago and say, damn, I was hot. Anyway, people thought, A, that I was Jessica Simpson, and B, he was my date. I'm like, if I could find that picture, I'd show you guys and your mouths would drop open. I'm like, no, that's me. That's me. And, you know, I was 30 almost. We got married in 2004. So yeah, I was 36. Okay. You know, people thought I was like 20 years younger than I was, all the rest of the stuff. And it's good genes, B, it's eating right and exercising. And it's like being young at heart. You know, just like, and but no, none of that was true. But see, that's when people see pictures, you know, and it's a split second. How fast is a shutter going? Okay? You know, it's like there's a video on Man-O-War versus Secretariat. And somebody knows racing basically said shutter speeds back in 1920, when a picture of Man-O-War completely stretched out was taken, were slower than they are now. Or they were when that picture Secretariat was. So we really can't compare the pictures. Okay? All right? And it's really interesting to me, people actually taking stuff like that seriously, because technology has changed so much, and it's the split second. Okay, take it, boom, and it's gone. Then it's over. Then and there's context lacking. When you see a picture of something, and the person who took the picture doesn't fill in the context, you make up your own mind of what you saw. Okay, and it's 99.9% wrong. Okay, if it's two people talking, you don't know what they're talking about. If it's a movie star, meaning a girl, unless you know it's a fan, are they friends? How, whatever. Okay, you start, of course, I picture me and Jerry Butler, and I was like, no, that's me, and I'm not Jessica Simpson, whatever. Okay. I was wearing a fuchsia colored silk halter top and a black knee length skirt, silk, with like frills on the bottom and heels like that. Okay. I mean, I did, and I was wearing a black jacket with it. And I had my hair like this, because Sex in the City was still really big at the time. So everybody was like trying to emulate the girl, Carrie Bradshaw. I look damn hot. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. But there was nothing to it. And yet, people assume. And you see the picture's proceeding, going up to when Chris Rock gets slapped. He's not set. He doesn't know what's going on. I know Will Smith got up from his seat, walked up there and slapped him. Okay? So, all right. That's the thing. And Hollywood looks stupid now. Not hard for them to look stupid, but still, think about it. Anyway, yeah, so Mando 3 is wrapping. The thumbnail that I put on here, that is a picture of a wooden R2-D2 that looks like it's got a lot of wear and tear. And probably it's Grogu's toy. Okay, I'm going to say right now that's something that Grogu has to remember where he's going to go back to, Luke and R2. Okay, because seeing that toy made me feel really good about what we're going to see next. Okay, so, and as far as the Acolyte, if you have an IMDB Pro account, go look. It's like, yeah, that's Hollywood saying it's not going to happen. Anyway, I gotta go. I've been on for almost 45 minutes. Yes, you're right, Mazarus. People losing their minds over Luke and R2. Luke letting Grogu go. Is it for rage clicks? I don't understand. Anyway, I gotta rock and roll. So you guys be good, be well. And if you have IMDb Pro, just check. Acolyte. I am now waiting for them to announce it's canceled. And again, that video I dropped about Hidalgo, he deleted the tweet. And the reason why? Probably because Frank Marshall saw what I posted. Because he was tagged. Steph, signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.